Yeah, he's only summited twice out of 5 hikes because sometimes you get caught. You have to do it, yeah.
Hello, it is afternoon time on day 111. I have a great affinity for walking through hot exposed sections at hot times of the day, or maybe just all the times of the day are now hot and more areas are exposed. So what can you do? I will say that I get, maybe I'm readjusting to what it's like to just be a hot and sweaty human being, because it's definitely still warm, but I'm a little less bummed out by it today. Doesn't mean I'm like comfy here, but like I'm not quite as miserable as I was a few days ago. So that's a good thing. I got out of Mt Shasta today. I stayed there last night after getting into town yesterday around lunchtime. Really liked Mt Shasta. It was a nice little town. Had some really nice rides in and out of town, really nice people, which was fortunate because that was another hitch that can be difficult because we have to hitch, you know, several miles down the interstate, and that's tricky, but ultimately it worked out. I did end up doing some bonus miles trying to get out of town today because there was an on-ramp that was closed and I didn't know that. So I'm just, you know, happily walking towards it with my thumb out, hoping everybody's going my way, and nobody's going my way. So anyway, it eventually worked out. I got a really nice ride from a very sweet lady who took me and one other hiker, you know, on a little tour of the mountains actually, and we saw some pretty lakes, and yeah, it worked out. It's great. Things usually work out. But I am back here on trail, and I'm happy to be back on trail. Get a little antsy in town sometimes. I don't know how much further I will go today. There's quite a climb. There's always a climb. So I may just try and get to the base of the steepest part, and then save that hot exposed climb for in the morning when it's cool. Or I may just charge on up it and see if I can't get a pretty camp spot on top of the ridge. We'll see. Anyway, feeling good being back on trail. I decided to go ahead and tackle this climb this evening, and so far I'm not regretting it. I'm in Castle Crags State Park, and if you look at those structures there, I think you can probably guess why they call this place Castle Crags. Good morning on day 112. Got a decent 360 here. It's very hazy over there, otherwise you could see the ranges better, and so there's fires that are burning north of here. So the question is that like mountain, just regular mountain fog haze, or is that smoke haze? And I honestly am not sure. But it's a little bright and hazy. You can see Mount Shasta just hanging out behind that mountain there, and generally pretty views of the mountain ranges. Pictures and videos really don't do justice to how cool this mountain looks, especially coming out of the haze there. So I was just having an inner dialogue with myself about how it's really time to get off trail and go dig a hole, but I didn't want to. And I don't know if you can see, oh no, it's in the trees. That little bit of blue there is a magical porta-john that appeared as I came around the corner. Look at that. Like they put it there just for me. This is Deadfall Lake. Just went for a nice, refreshing late afternoon swim. I'm gonna walk for a few more miles and call it a night. Morning on day 113. Beautiful sunrise, beautiful morning. Good morning. You wanna come say hi? This to me looks like more than your normal amount of mountain haze. So I think this actually is smoke kind of hanging around in the air. Again, I'm not super close to the fires, but there were some burning further north, and I think we're looking at some of the leftovers of them. Sometimes when it's lunchtime and it's time to start walking again, it's not exactly motivation that keeps you going. It's the annoying flies. I have another smell to add to the unusual plant smell list, although this one's not quite as weird as pancakes and bacon, but I was walking earlier and all of a sudden there's this overwhelming smell of Carmex, like the lip balm. Like there's a brand Carmex and it has a very distinct smell. And I was walking and I felt like I was just like standing in a tub of Carmex. And so I look around and I'm like, where, like looking for the plant that, like, is there a new plant around me that could be the Carmex plant? And as I'm looking around, there is a hiker behind me. She's a little ways back, but you know, she's gonna catch me soon. So when she catches me, I ask her, I was like, do you smell the Carmex? And do you, is it you? Like, are you wearing Carmex? And she's like, no. And she's like, I don't smell it. I do have some with me, but you could tell she was like, I don't know why you smell that. That's weird. And so either there is an ingredient in Carmex that is a plant that grows in Northern California, and I did walk by that earlier, or I should look into a new career as a hound dog or a drug dog. One of those dogs that smells things, because apparently that's a new developed skill that I have. If I can smell the Carmex in another hiker's backpack 100 feet behind me. Motivation is a fickle friend, and it seems to be bailing on me a lot today. I've been sitting under this tree for almost an hour because I have a 1,200-foot climb that I just don't want to do. I'm gonna go do it, and then I'm gonna come down some of it, and then I'll be done for today. Made it. Good morning. It's day 114. Still walking. Whew, so I'm still riding the motivational struggle bus this morning. Really, it should be, maybe I should call it the motivational roller coaster, because 1 minute it's morning and it's nice out, there's a nice sunrise, and I'm like, woo day, let's go walk. And then the next moment I've looked at the elevation profile for today and seen the big old climb that I'm gonna have to do in the afternoon, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to climb any more hills. I've done enough of those, right? Like, especially if it's gonna be hot. I think I've met my quota on hot and sweaty climbs, and I don't want to do them. Even all morning I've been climbing. And it's quite silly to get upset about walking over mountains while hiking the Pacific Crest Trail. But that is simply the way that I have been feeling. It's not all just like downs and grouchiness about climbing mountains. I mean, there are high points too. Day before yesterday, I met some section or day hikers that a lot of them were board members of the PCTA. So they were really nice and fun to talk to. They asked me lots of questions and talked to me a little bit about what's ahead, told me the best was yet to come, that Washington is spectacular. We talked some about how like pretty and interesting Northern California has been, and that's true. When I'm not feeling grouchy and I stop and like look and pay attention, like, yeah, I've gone through some really cool stuff here in the past couple weeks, with the views and like the beautiful water and like the really cool like volcanic mountains and rocks, and like it's been an interesting section. And so then I'm like excited again, right? I'm trying to get that glare out of there. Yeah, so then I'm like excited again, right? Until I get to the next hot, sweaty climb. And then it's like, so I guess my emotions are as up and down as the landscape.
Got lunchtime company. For a very small deer, it's very unafraid. That's been the case with most of the deer that I've seen.
Alright, here's the 360 from the top of my afternoon climb that I didn't want to do. You can see some snowy mountains over there. And then off this direction, it's kind of hazy, but you can still see Mt Shasta. But I've definitely made some progress because she's a lot further away than she was, so. Whew. And now I'm gonna go down. Top of another climb. Whew. A little windy. Man. You know, is anything that's worth it ever easy?
Good morning. It's day 115. Beautiful this morning.
So I'm on my way to Etna today. The highway was about 9 miles from where I camped last night, and I got up early and I'm making progress, so if all goes well, I will be there in time for breakfast. Yay, breakfast. Yay, coffee. You know, I don't even drink coffee that much in other life. I don't drink soda in other life. For some reason, those things become very exciting when you're on trail or when you're getting off trail. Anyway, onward to town.
And these views are spectacular. Pretty sure that Shasta over there towering over everything. It's hard to tell because of the haze, but whew. This little guy startled me a little bit in the bushes. Oh, where are you going?
I'll do it both. Here.
Alright, so it is new shoe day, and just thought it'd be fun to look at the difference here. This is obviously my shiny new unworn shoe. This guy has 1,000 miles on it, which is much more, or honestly a little more than that, which is much more than most hikers will put on their trail runners. I just wanted to see how far I could push it, but you can see, especially if you compare it to the tread on that guy, that it's pretty much dead. But it faithfully got me all the way from Tehachapi to Etna, so pretty awesome, but excited to have that shiny new guy there.